25 Horizons of Hope, Part 1. The morning arrived with a clear, crisp light that seemed to promise change. Amina woke first, stretching her arms and feeling a quiet determination settle in her chest. The past few months had been a slow climb, step by step, fear by fear, but now she could almost taste the possibilities ahead. Marko was already awake, organizing tools and notes for his upcoming workshop projects. Morning, he said softly, glancing up, ready to face another day. Amina smiled faintly. Brushing back a little strand of hair. Yes, I think we are finally reaching a point where we can start aiming higher. They shared a modest breakfast, savoring the warmth of tea and the simple comfort of bread. No grand gestures, no celebrations, just the quiet intimacy of a life carefully constructed together. Each meal, each shared moment was a marker of progress, proof that they were capable of more than survival. After breakfast, they set out into the town. The streets were alive with activity. Vendors shouting prices, children running between stalls, and the hum of daily life filling every corner. To anyone else, it was an ordinary morning. To them, it was another opportunity to stake their claim in a world that had once seemed hostile. Their first stop was the community center. Today marked the start of a new week of courses. Marko continued his electrical work while Amina began practical exercises in customer relations and small business management. Both felt the weight of learning, the strain of balancing work with education, yet also the quiet thrill of progress. Marko paused after finishing a wiring project, wiping sweat from his brow. I never thought I felt proud of fixing a broken computer system, he said with a small laugh. But today, I do. Amina smiled at him, her own notebook open with carefully written notes. It's not just fixing things, she said. It's creating something that lasts. That's what makes it meaningful. Later, during a break, they walked together through the market, discussing plans for extra income and ways to stretch their savings. Every small idea was deliberate, every decision intentional. Slowly, cautiously, they were carving a path towards stability. I've been thinking, Amina said, pausing near a fountain, about what we could do once we have a bit of money saved. Maybe a small place of our own, something we don't have to share with the shadows of the past. Marko took her hand, her thumb brushing against hers. I think about that too, and I believe it's possible. Not tomorrow, maybe not even next month, but if we keep building, step by step, it will happen. The afternoon sun warmed their faces as they continued their walk, each step a reaffirmation of their partnership. Fear and doubt were still present, lingering lingering like shadows, but they no longer dictated the rhythm of their lives. As they returned to home, their modest room felt more like a home than ever before, experienced of warmth, safety, and shared purpose. That evening, they prepared a small diner together, discussing their plans for the coming week, finishing coursework, completing small repairs, and saving for a future that had finally started to feel attainable. Sitting side by side, Amina whispered, "It's strange to feel home again, but it's real this time, isn't it?" Marko nodded, pressed a gentle kiss toward them all. "It is real, and we'll keep making it stronger, day by day, together." The night closed softly over the town, and for the first time in a long while, they felt that the horizon ahead, though distant and uncertain, wasn't just a dream. It was a destination they could reach, step by step, together. Part 2. The afternoon unfolded slowly, the town alive with the quiet rhythm of daily life. Amina and Marko moved carefully through the streets, balancing errands, coursework, and small opportunities for income. Each step carried both a lesson and a risk, a reminder that stability was still fragile, yet increasingly within reach. Marko headed towards the shop, carrying a bundle of tools for an evening project. The local electronics shop had given him the chance to work on a set of home appliances for a family in the town. The pay wasn't much, but it was steady, and the opportunity to refine his skills was invaluable. Amina, meanwhile, attended a practical session at her course. Today's exercise focused on handling difficult customers and managing unexpected problems. In a business setting, she felt nervous at first. Her hands were trembling slightly as she practiced communication techniques with other participants. But with each role play, each suggestion from the instructor, her confidence grew. By mid-afternoon, they reunited in the town square, a small fountain bubbling softly nearby. They shared a modest snack bread and fruit from the market, and discussed their progress. "I think we're finally seeing results from all the effort we've put in," Amina said, brushing her hand through her hair. "Not big results, but tangible ones. We're building a foundation that could actually support us." Marko nodded his head, a quiet smile on his face. "It is more than just surviving now. Every repair, every lesson, every small savings, it all adds up. One day it will mean freedom from worry, freedom to make choices without fear." They walked slowly through the market, observing the town with new eyes. Familiar faces greeted them, small smiles and nods, acknowledging the consistency of their presence. It was subtle, almost imperceptible, but it gave them a sense of belonging they had long been denied. paused near a small stall selling notebooks and writing materials. She picked one up and turned it over in her hands. "We should start documenting everything," she said. "Our expenses, our lessons, our plans, everything. That way we can track our growth, step by step." Marko agreed, and they both smiled at the small but significant step. It wasn't glamorous, and it did not feel like a victory in the traditional sense, but it was conscious act of control over their future, a tiny anchor in the world that often felt unpredictable. By the time they returned to their room, the evening was quiet. The last light of the sun casting warm shadows across their modest space. They cooked a simple dinner together, their movements synchronized through months of shared routine. Each action was intentional, every choice a deliberate contribution to the life they were building. Sitting at the small table, Amina opened her notebook and began writing down ideas for potential small ventures, ways to maximize the courses they were taking, and budgeting strategies. Marko added sketches of possible wiring solutions for clients and notes for his coursework. "It feels real," Amina said quietly, "like we are shaping something that belongs to us, not just reacting to what life throws at us." Marko reached across and took her hand. "It is real, and it will grow stronger every day. We're planting seeds today that will bear fruit tomorrow. Fragile now, yes, but strong enough to endure if we nurture it." As the night deepened, they settled onto their bed, exhaustion mixed with quiet satisfaction. The road ahead was still long, the obstacles were numerous, but the hope had become tangible, a fragile yet undeniable horizon stretching before them, waiting to be crossed step by step, choice by choice, together. Part 3. Night has fallen softly over the town, cloaking the streets and the rooftops in gentle shadows. Inside their small room, Amina and Marko sat together, a quiet sense of fulfillment surrounding them. The day had been long gone, full of learning, labor, and small victories, but each moment reinforced with the reality they were building together, a life grounded in effort, love, and cautious hope. Amina rested her head on Marco's shoulder, her notebook open beside her. "Do you ever think about how far we have come?" she asked softly. Marco smiled, brushing off a strand of hair from her face. "Every day," he said, "we faced fear, uncertainty, and the past itself, and we are still here, not just surviving, but building." "That's huge." She closed her eyes, letting his words settle in. "I used to think that the life was just about enduring, just getting by. But now I feel like we are shared a quiet meal of bread and tea, savoring both the simplicity and the symbolism of preparing something themselves. Every action, cooking, cleaning, budgeting, learning, was part of the foundation they were constructing, a deliberate choice to claim their future. Later, they sat by the window, watching the town bathe in the soft glow of street lamps. The world outside seemed calm, ordinary, almost indifferent, but inside their lives carried the weight of deliberate action and shared commitment. Amina leaned against Marko, whispering, "It's strange. Hope feels like a small, fragile thing sometimes, but it's real, and it's ours." Marko kissed her forehead gently. "Fragile doesn't mean weak. It means we have to care for it, nurture it, and we will together." They spent the rest of the evening planning small steps for the coming week, finishing coursework, seeking extra work opportunities, and saving for their first small space of their own. Every plan was intentional, grounded in reality, yet infused with a quiet optimism they had learned to cultivate together. As they finally lay down to sleep, with their hands entwined, Amina felt a sense of calm she hadn't known for months. The past still existed, shadows of fear and doubt remained, but they no longer dictated the rhythm of her life. Marko whispered softly, "Every day we grow together, we grow stronger. Every step brings us closer to the life we dreamed of." Amina smiled, closing her eyes. Step by step, together, and in that shared certainty, a quiet truth settled over them. Marko kissed her forehead gently. "Fragile doesn't mean weak. It means we have to care for it, nurture it, and we will together." They spent the rest of the evening planning small steps for the coming week, finishing coursework, seeking extra work opportunities, saving for their first small space of their own. Every plan was intentional, grounded in reality, yet infused with a quiet optimism they had learned to cultivate together. As they finally lay down to sleep, with their hands entwined, Amina felt a sense of calm she hadn't known for months. The past still existed, the shadows of fear and doubt remained, but they no longer dictated the rhythm of her life. Marko whispered softly, "Every day we grow stronger. Every step brings us closer to the life we've dreamed of." Amina smiled, closing her eyes. Step by step, together, and in that shared certainty, a quiet truth settled over them. The horizon of hope was no longer distant, it was approaching, and